just in case they got a multitude of people waiting for me to go live. I don't want them to all leave, change the channel or whatever.
Probably just going to be Fiddler and Lisa perusing the site.
I think I had 3 views. I mean, while it's going on, the most I've ever had was like maybe 4. And I think that was mostly people here.
Yeah.
Chalice usually logs on and watches. I do.
I never have.
Well, I
I
do
don't know
just
why.
to make sure everything's working.
Yeah.
That's kind of what she does too. But I do it on my phone under my Nick Mammoth YouTube channel.
Uh-huh.
Well, in case I happen to want to show up in the chat, it ain't me. And of course, we'll give it the regular 6-7 minutes for the latecomers. And it looks like Pepper made it in,
Good.
and Morgan. Hi, Morgan.
Hey, Morgan.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, Pepper.
Pepper. Hi.
I made it home.
Yay.
Made it back home, away from the campsite.
Yeah, for a few days.
Yeah, gotta check your mail, pick up the newspapers, pay bills, all that shit
Yep,
probably.
all of it. All of it. It'll be it's the end of the month. First of the month. Yep. I was there for a month though.
That's pretty good.
Hopefully I'll be there for another month once I get back. The kitty cat wants to go back already. She keeps walking over and getting into her carrier.
Smart.
She likes getting away, huh?
She likes the tiny house. She has windows she can look out here too, but there's a lot more going on there.
Right.
Trees and there's more wildlife and stuff that she watches.
Y'all, I thought I had us a new Thibodeau joke. I went in on Facebook a little while ago, and the first thing I seen, Thibodeau and Boudreaux joke. I was about ready to copy and print, and I read it. Damn it. Got that one already. I'll tell you, I done scraped the internet for Boudreaux, and I even stole other ones and changed them. I probably got the largest collection of Boudreaux and Thibodeau jokes there is.
Well, can't you do other jokes, but just insert Boudreaux and Thibodeau in it?
I did that for a bunch of them.
Oh, I'm sure.
I really haven't looked lately, though. Lately, to be honest. But this big old stack, you would think it would be easy for me to pick out jokes that I haven't talked in a while. Just like no matter what I pull, it's like, damn, I remember saying that one. Hey, Jim.
Hey, how's it going, Nick?
Doing good, man.
Dude, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing all right. I missed being here last week, but I'm glad I'm
Yeah,
here.
we missed you.
Thank you.
Yep. We was talking about you, too. So if your ears were ringing, that's why.
It must have been before you started the stream.
Oh, shit, I forgot about that.
There you go.
I can't fib, can I?
Nope.
Evidence everywhere. Hello. You don't know what we say before the camera goes on.
Well, it's probably not much different from what we're saying right now.
And then there's that.
Probably not. Hey, we 6 minutes into the hour. Y'all know what that means, right?
Well,
We'll
That
start
means it's time to laugh. It's time to cry. It's time to pull out your jokes.
ask yourself why. Make it rhyme.
I don't know why you'd cry. It rhymed. I used it.
Yeah, exactly.
So everybody, welcome to Hooligans Underground.
Woo!
Hey!
Welcome to Standing Room Only. Glad to see y'all. Glad to have y'all here. Actually do got quite a few of y'all out there.
Yeah.
Who's that over there hugging himself over there? Strike. Hey, Strike. Welcome in, bro. If you stand up and sit back down, it'll fix that. Oh, see? Alright, y'all. I am going to start us out with the very last joke in my list. The very last one. Alright, Boudreaux, he walks out on his front porch one day, and he seen a gorilla in the tree right in front of his house. Now he calls animal control, and about an hour later, Thibodeau shows up with a ladder, a pit bull, and a shotgun.
Oh no, a shotgun.
Shotgun, yeah. Well, how else you gonna kill a bear? A gorilla, I mean.
Gorilla. Go
It's worse
gorilla.
than a bear. Thibodeau says, Boudreaux, I'm here to get the gorilla out that tree. I'm going to use this here ladder to climb up that dead tree and shake that over branch, and the gorilla is going to fall out straight to the ground. Now, the pit bull, he's trained to go after anything that falls from the tree, and he bites their balls off.
No.
Yep.
Ouch.
That'll leave a gorilla just gone. Just it. Alright, so Boudreaux says, alright, I see what the ladder and the pit bulls are for. But what the shotgun for? Thibodeau, he says, Boudreaux, that's for you to hold on to, just in case I fall out that tree instead of the gorilla. Shoot the damn dog. Alright, I'll probably just say that one right. It ain't flowing out my mouth. Well, here's one. Little Boudreaux, little T. Boudreaux, Tofield. He came downstairs for breakfast this morning, and when he sat at the table, Mama Marie asked him if he had done any of his chores. Now, little Boudreaux, he said, "Yup, no, I ain't done them yet." So Marie told him he had to get them done before he got any breakfast.
Uh-oh.
Yep. Now little Toadfield, he ain't really happy right now. He proceeded to go out to the barnyard to feed the chickens. And after he fed them chickens, he kicked one of them chickens, because he was mad.
Shame on him.
Next, he went and he fed the pigs. Then he kicked one of the pigs.
Uh-oh.
Now then, he had to go milk the cow. Sure enough, he kicked the cow. Now walking back into the house, he found that Marie had put a bowl of dry cereal on the table. Now, little Toadfield said, Mama, why am I bacon and eggs? Marie, she says, little Toadfield, I was watching you through the window. I saw you kick the chicken. You ain't getting no eggs. Then I saw you kick the pig. You ain't getting no bacon.
Uh-oh.
And then you even kicked the cow. So you ain't getting no milk. Now, about that time, Big Boudreaux comes walking down the stairs. He almost tripped over the family cat and proceeded to kick the cat across the room.
No.
Little Toadfield looked at Marie. He says, you want to tell him, or should I? Put a slightly dirty one.
That's funny.
I'm going to have to bring the laugh tracks back. I better start laughing. All right, Boudreaux, he was walking to work the other day. When Thibodeau seen him, and he walked over, he says, hey, I got me some of the best moonshine ever. Why don't you take a drink with me? Now Boudreaux said, no, bro, I'm on my way to work. I can't take no drink. Thibodeau, not impressed. He said, come on, take a drink. Now Boudreaux said, no, I can't. Thibodeau pulls out his double-barrel shotgun, holds it on Boudreaux, and says, take a damn drink.
Oh,
So
no.
Boudreaux took a drink. I mean, what else you going to do?
Right.
I mean, shotgun in your face. Boudreaux, he said, ooh-wee, that sure is some strong white lightning you got there. Thibodeau, he's all excited. He says, yeah, I know. Now you hold the shotgun on me so I could take a drink. I guess that's that stuff that's so hard. You put it to your lips and you think about it. And you think about it. And you got to build up the
The courage to do it.
courage. All right, I'm going to do one more. And then we'll call for open mics. Or Ted's. Or Michael's. Or Jim's. Anything.
Yeah.
All right, Thibodeau, he used to have a job as a truck driver. And on one particular trip, he had been out on the road for 3 weeks. Now, as he was driving through Nevada, he stopped into a house of ill repute right outside of Vegas. And he walked straight up to the madam. He dropped down $500 cash. He says, I want the ugliest woman you got in the house. And a bologna sandwich. The madam, she's astonished. She says, but sir, for that kind of money, you could have one of my finest ladies and a 3-course meal. Thibodeau replies, he said, listen here, lady. I know what I want. I ain't hungry. I'll fuck that one up, y'all. I ain't horny. I'm homesick.
Oh.
Sorry, y'all.
That was funny still.
All right, open mic. Hungry and horny. It's like confusing. Is there a word from that? Like hungry and angry is hangry.
Hangry.
Angry.
Ornery.
Horny. Hungry. Hungry.
Ornery?
Ornery. I don't know.
It's ornery.
close, huh? Alright. Again, open mic
Jim?
What?
or Jim, you coming? You got stuff?
Yeah, I have, yes.
I mean, I don't want to force you, but, you know,
Twist my arm.
alright.
Get the shotgun.
Consider it twisted.
It was a shotgun, right?
Hey, pal.
I still ain't drinking. I'm afraid I'll lose my mind.
Mike. It's the easy thing to lose.
I'm telling you. Oh, loose screws, it has a hard time staying in there. Okay. Let's start the jokes now.
Yay. Oh, I forgot. Alright, everybody, let's welcome up Jim to the stage.
Woo-hoo.
Yay,
Alright, there you
Jim.
go.
Go, brother.
Years ago, I moved to California and I applied for a job at an outdoor sporting goods store. The manager asked me if I had any sales experience. I said, well, I was a top salesman back home. He said, okay, he'll give me a try for a day and see how I do. Well, the next day was pretty tough. Store was busy. When the closing time came, the manager called me over and asked me how many sales I made. And I said, I made one. He said, just one? Most people make 20 or 30 sales a day. How much did you sell to this one? I said, $100,000, $237.64. What on earth did you sell him? I said, well, first I sold him a fish hook, and then I figured he might need a top-of-the-line fishing rod to go with it. Then I asked where he planned to fish, and he said he was going to the coast. So I told him he'd need a boat, and I sold him a twin-engine model. They realized the sedan wouldn't tow the boat, so I walked over and I sold him a brand new 4x4. The manager asked, he said, let me get this straight. A guy came in to buy a fish hook, and you sold him a boat and a truck? I said, no, sir. He came in to buy a box of tampons for his wife. I just said, well,
That's good.
you might as well go fishing. Your weekend's pretty much shot.
That's good.
Kid's a little close to home. One afternoon, I ran into a restaurant looking for a quick meal. My server arrived and I said, I'm in a hurry. Just bring me a coffee and a menu. So the server nodded and soon returned with a cup of coffee and the menu. And as she set the coffee down, I noticed her thumb was in the liquid. I pushed the menu aside and said, forget the menu, just bring me a bowl of soup. So she ran off and came back with my soup, and she placed the bowl down in front of me. I noticed her thumb was still down in the liquid. So I asked her, what's the deal with your thumb? And she said, excuse me? I said, you heard me. My first in my coffee, now my soup. Why is your thumb always in my food? Oh, she said, I slammed it in a door yesterday, and the doctor said I should keep it somewhere warm. I said, well, why don't you stick it up your ass? And she said, well, I do when I'm in the kitchen.
Ew.
No tip.
There was a quiet convent, and there was a 98-year-old Mother Superior, and she's laying on her deathbed. She's surrounded by her devoted nuns. They gave her a glass of warm milk for comfort, but she declined. And when one of the nuns took the glass back to the kitchen, she grabbed a bottle of Irish whiskey, and she poured a generous splash into the milk. Then she returned to the Mother Superior's bedside. Well, the nuns held the glass to her lips again. This time she took a small sip, then another. Before long, she had finished the entire glass. The nuns were amazed. A spark of energy returned to the elderly Mother Superior, and they quickly asked, Mother, before you leave us, please share your wisdom. She said, I don't know if I have any great wisdom, but whatever you do, don't sell that cow.
That is wisdom.
I don't know if anybody else can identify with this, but I was assigned a male at birth, and I identify as male, but according to the back of the box of mac and cheese, I'm a family of 4. Well, my neighbor's a young and beautiful woman, and tonight as I watched her pull into her driveway, she caught me off guard. She came across the street and knocked on my door. I answered, and she smiled at me and said, hey, I have this sudden urge to let loose, have some fun, maybe even get a little tipsy. Are you busy tonight? you busy tonight? So I took a deep breath and I calmed myself and I said, no, I'm free. So her eyes lit up and she said, great. Would you mind watching my dog?
Oh,
Ooh.
that's bad.
That was unfortunate. I took my 92-year-old father to the mall the other day, and we were done shopping. We decided to get lunch there, and while we were eating, I noticed my dad was staring at a teenager sitting nearby. They had spiked hair, dyed bright, bold colors, green, red, orange, blue. After a while, the teenager turned to my dad and said, what's the matter, old man? You never never did anything wild in your life? My dad says, well, one night I got drunk and had sex with a peacock. I was just wondering if you were my son. I get my humor. Walked into the doctor's office and the receptionist asked, what seems to be the problem today? And I said, shingles. She took down my name, the information, sent me to an exam room. The nurse came in and asked, why are you here today? I said, shingles. And she made a note and took my medical history and told me to undress and wait for the doctor. Well, later the doctor came in and asked, all right, what's the issue today? And I said, shingles. The doctor asked, oh, where are they? I said, well, where do you want them? Right now, they're out of my truck.
I remember the first time I heard that joke, I was a kid. I didn't know what the hell was funny. It was just like, that's stupid.
Yeah. Well, you got older and you got the shingles vaccine. You know what shingles is, the double
Heard
meaning.
enough commercials. Yeah.
Right.
I was out on the golf course one day and I forgot where I was, so I saw a woman. I walked over and I asked her, could you help me? I'm not sure which hole I'm on. She smiled and said, well, you're a hole behind me. I'm on 7 and you're on 6. So I went back to playing. A little while later, I was lost again. I noticed the same woman and I asked her again, I'm lost. Can you tell me what hole I'm on? She laughed. She said, you're one hole behind me. I'm on 14. You're on 13. I finished my round, and in the clubhouse, I saw the woman and decided to thank her, so I bought her a drink, and we were talking. Soon I asked her what she did for a living. She said, I'm in sales. No way, me too. I said, what do you sell? And she said, well, she hesitated, and then she said, well, it's a little embarrassing. After a moment, she said, all right, I sell sanitary napkins. And I burst out laughing. She swatted my arm and said, come on, I'm embarrassed now. I said, I'm sorry, I can't help it. I'm still one hole behind you. I sell toilet paper.
That's hilarious.
That was funny.
One morning, Sunday school teacher was in front of her class, and she asked, when you die and go to heaven, which part of your body goes first? The little girl raised her hand, and she said, I think it's your hands. The teacher smiled and asked, why do you think that, Susie? And she said, well, because when you pray, you hold your hands together, and God takes them first. The little Johnny put his hand up and said, ma'am, I think it's your legs. She asked him, well, why do you think that, little Johnny? And he said, well, last night I walked past my parents' room, and my mom had her legs straight up in the air, yelling, oh, God, I'm coming.
Damn.
I think if Dad hadn't been holding her down, we'd have lost her for good.
Good job, Dad.
It's a difficult job. Somebody's got to do it. One peaceful morning, my girlfriend was calmly frying eggs for breakfast, savoring the quiet start to her day. And suddenly I burst into the kitchen and said, careful, careful, add more butter. You need more butter. The eggs are going to stick. My girlfriend just looked at me. Then I said, too many eggs. You're cooking too many at once. Turn them. Oh, my God. They're going to burn. Move faster, faster, faster. She got a little irritated. I said, where's the salt? You always forget the salt. Use the salt. The salt. Have you lost your mind? Are you trying to ruin breakfast? My girlfriend finally set the spatula down and said, what on earth is wrong with you? Don't you think I know how to fry eggs? I said, well, I just wanted to show you what it feels like when I'm driving.
Some
I
of
didn't
them
get-
like that.
I didn't get breakfast at home that morning. I had Jell-O in the hospital. Sorry, that's my time for this time. Maybe
Deservingly so.
Good
Later.
job.
All right, big hand for Jim, y'all.
Woohoo! Good job, Jim.
Hey.
Thank you.
All right. Jim had new jokes. I ain't got new jokes.
Oh.
But I got this one. And it features Marie. Now, how y'all like Marie?
We love Marie.
Marie was always after Boudreaux to do some repairs around the house. Now, Boudreaux's philosophy was never, ever do today what you could put off till tomorrow. Now, Marie wasn't too happy with that. And one day, while Boudreaux was working in the fields, Thibodeau came over. And he noticed that Marie was a little bit upset. Thibodeau, of course, asked her what was wrong. And she told him, she said, that damn Boudreaux, I asked him to fix the leaky toilet. And he tell me, he said, Marie, do you see plumber written on top of my head? And I asked him to fix the front porch. And he tell me, Marie, do you see carpenter written on my forehead? And I asked him to fix the light switch. And he says, do you see electrician on my head? Thibodeau, I can't get that man to fix nothing around here. Well, Thibodeau tells Marie, he said, Monsieur, I could fix all that for you. And Marie, she says, well, but Thibodeau, I can't afford to pay you to do all that work. To which Thibodeau replies, he says, you know, I'm sure we can work something out. How about you can make me a cake? Or we could just go upstairs and, you know, do the nasty for a little while. And I'll fix everything.
Yeah.
Then we call that an even trade. And Marie agrees. Now Boudreaux gets home later that day. Marie can't help rubbing in his face, the fact that she got Thibodeau to fix all of the stuff that he would not do. And all that Thibodeau wanted was a cake or a romp in the hay. Boudreaux asked her, he said, well, that was very nice of Thibodeau. What kind of cake did you make the boy? Well, Marisha looked at Boudreaux and she said, look close. Do you see Betty Crocker written on top of my head?
Oh.
I think that should have been Clotilde.
Hmm.
We know she's a little loose.
Would have been a lot more funny with Clotilde.
It would have been. I'm going to write that down. All right, 86-year-old Boudreaux was putting on his coat and cap one day. He asked Marie. Marie asked him where the hell he was going. And Boudreaux says, I'm going to see the doctor. She asked him why he was sick. He said, no, I'm going to give me some of them little blue pills. Marie said, well, hold on now. I'm coming with you. Boudreaux said, why? She said, well, if you're going to start using that old rusty thing again, I better give me a tetanus shot.
Oh, Rusty.
Oh boy.
I'm digging deep. All right, Boudreaux was a big old football fan. He lived, breathed, talked, and dreamed about football pretty much every day. He was always watching the games on TV, reading the football news in the paper, and he knew all the stats of every single player in the National Football League. Now, the problem was he paid very little attention to Marie, and she was getting a little frustrated with the lack of affection. So one day she walks in and she found Boudreaux in his usual spot watching TV, watching a football game on TV. She walks over, she unplugged the TV. Now, that was very much to Boudreaux's dismay. So he yells, he says, "Hey, the hell you think you doing?" Marie says, "Boudreaux, you don't never pay no attention to me. I want to talk about sex." Boudreaux, he said, "Well, okay, we can do that. How often you think John Elway gets laid?" Oh, that was fucked up. Besides the fact that John Elway is like, he's 86 years old himself now. I guess he wanted to compensate. I don't know. Do guys talk about that shit? I ain't never talked to no guy about that.
I don't know.
Shit, we don't say nothing to other guys, especially about our woman.
I wouldn't think so, out of sheer respect.
We ain't like women. We don't share emotions. None of that bullshit. We ain't got nothing to say. That's our story.
And I'm sticking to it.
And sticking to it. Alright. Old Father Maloney walks into the city bar just the other day and he spots Hebert. He walks over, he says, "Hebert, do you want to go to heaven?" Hebert says, "Well, yeah, I guess so." So Father tells him to go stand over against the wall. Then he sees Thibodeau. And he asks Thibodeau the very same question. He says, "Do you, my son, want to go to heaven?" Thibodeau thinks. He says, "Well, yeah, of course." Father tells him to go stand by Hebert. Then looking across the bar, the father sees Boudreaux. And he asks Boudreaux that very same question. And Boudreaux says, "No, not me." Now, Father Maloney, I don't know why it says Maloney. I think it used to have like a Father Hebert or something. Anyway, Father Maloney can't believe what he's hearing. He asks Boudreaux one more time. He says, "Son, do you want to go to heaven when you die?" Now Boudreaux, he says, "Sure, Father, of course, when I die. I thought you was putting together a load to go right now."
Oh, Boudreaux.
All right, open mic. Hope you got something, right?
I do.
I know you do. You told me you did.
Hey!
I was waiting for you to volunteer. But since you ain't done that, I'm going to put you on the spot. Everybody, let's welcome Hope to the stage.
Yay, Hope!
First thing I
Hope.
did when I came in was say that I could go out.
I know.
Okay.
And I remember
Alright.
that.
You're waiting for me. All right. Hi guys.
Hi.
Just give me 1 second, guys. Just 1 second.
Okay.
1,000.
Give you 10 or 15 if that's what you require.
What did you say?
I said I'll give you 10 or 15.
10 or 15 seconds. No, I'm good. I'm good. All right. So performing comedy is therapeutic. However, I need a lot of therapy. So I
Hey,
decided to
we're
go
glad.
all in as a full-blown clown. I call this character Pokey the Chemo Clown.
Pokey.
So cute.
So in real life, I'm in chemotherapy, as you know. But
Yes.
unfortunately, when I start walking around with a bald-headed avatar, everyone just thinks I'm a noob. Then when I tell them, but I don't have any hair, they start gifting me hair. It's really lucrative. You should get some skin in the game. So chemo makes you lose your hair, but I'm more sad about losing my 1970s power bush that I've been cultivating between my legs for years.
That's funny.
I may be going through what I'm going through, but I still see people having worse days than me at Walmart.
Walmart.
You must have seen me there earlier.
They always got some screaming kid, or they're fighting about something, or having trouble ringing out. self-checkout. But it's okay. It's okay. You know, I may be weird, you know, but I just want to tell y'all, don't worry if anybody calls you weird, okay? Because those people are always the boring ones.
You know it.
What do they mean by weird anyway? Why do they say it? And who cares?
Nobody.
That's a good motto.
I want to warn you of anyone who tries to fix you when you didn't ask for it. They're probably planning to turn you into a human centipede. They say laughter is the best medicine, but I prefer Valium. You know how everybody wears those breast cancer support shirts with the little pink ribbons? Well, mine is Valium support, anti-anxiety medicine support, you know. If alcoholism is so socially acceptable, why not recreation drug use?
Agreed.
Instead of that pink ribbon, I'm going to have a big pink pill. Or you know what? I'm going to put every single color of pill and call myself an ally. An ally. So I've realized that I can use this, having cancer, as an excuse for anything. Now I have a justifiable excuse for all laziness, all bad moods, all bad days, and all bad hair days.
I call it the C card. Yay, use it.
Yeah.
C card.
C-card.
You see an excuse, you use it.
That's right. That's what it's
I'm done, but I'm going to leave you with this very important note. Forgive and ask for forgiveness, because we all could catch a bus tomorrow in the torso.
Ooh, this is so true.
about.
Thank you.
Right, thanks.
Big hand
Thank
for
you,
Hope,
guys.
y'all.
Yay,
Thank you, Nick.
All
Hope.
right.
Thank you, Hope.
Oops. Plugging that chair again. Tell you what, Hope, I'll give you a little bit of inspiration. My niece just went through chemo, and she's been going through it about 1.5 years, I think, since they started. And she had like multiple tumors in her bones, her abdomen, and they even found some in her head. But they took it all out, and she's doing great. She beat it.
Wow, that's awesome.
So you can
That's
too.
wonderful. Yes.
Never know. We have miracle babies in my family too. It can happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, now for a joke.
Okie dokie.
And I think this is going to be this one right here. Because it says Boudreaux in Thibodeau. Now Thibodeau went over to Boudreaux's carpenter shop. Well, no, I can't do that one. I can't. So I'm going to do this one instead.
What happened? What happened? You get wood?
I don't know, bro. I done buried that joke. It's gone. Boudreaux and Thibodeau decided to take a class at Nicholls State University down in Lafayette. Now the class, Psych 101. Pretty basic. And the instructor says there ain't no test. But at the end of the class, everyone has to dress up as their mood. And if the teacher can tell what mood it is, they fail. I told y'all this one too. But we're going to pretend like I didn't. So
Oh,
the
no.
day of the final approach, and they all lined up, ready for grading. Somebody in the front, they dressed all in blue, and the teacher says, you blue. Blue with depression. You fail. And then Thibodeau, he dressed all in green. And the teacher says she's like, you green with envy. Fail. Now Boudreaux, he's convinced he's going to pass. He walks up and he stands in front of the teacher wearing nothing but a trench coat. He drops the trench coat. to reveal a fruit on his Johnson. The teacher stares him up and down. She says, I have no clue. You pass. And then she says, but Boudreaux, I'm curious. What is your mood? Well, Boudreaux stands there pointing at what he's done. He says, my name is Pierre, and I am deep in this pear. I don't know who wrote that.
Despair. Despair.
Deep in despair. Yes. I wonder if it was like one of them soft, mushy pears or one of them hard, crunchy pears.
American
I got
Pie.
crunchy pears in my backyard, and you ain't sticking nothing in them things. All right, y'all. After they've been married, this is about Boudreaux and Marie, by the way. After they had been married for a couple of years and very unsuccessful at having a little baby, Boudreaux talked Marie into going to the doctor to see if they could figure out what the problem might be. At the doctor's office, Marie, she explained the problem, and the doctor says, well, I'm sure I can help you out. Take off all your clothes and get up on the table. Now Marie, blushing profusely, says, well, okay, I guess so, but I really want to have Boudreaux's baby instead.
Not doctor's baby, huh?
Yeah, I don't know. The doctor tells me, get naked and get on a table. So I better be dead and that better be a morgue table.
Your pregnant is the least of your problems.
Hopefully.
Oh my gosh.
All right, Boudreaux's got a problem.
Uh-oh.
So he goes to see his preacher. He said, preacher, something terrible is happening to me, and I got to talk to you about it. I told y'all this one, I think last week. Y'all remember?
I don't.
Well, you wasn't
You
in.
weren't here last week.
I wasn't here last week, but I did
Go ahead,
watch the
tell
video.
it.
Enough of y'all wasn't here, so
Well,
I might as well
sorry.
say it.
May as well
Alright.
tell it.
Let's start from the beginning, just in case y'all got lost. Boudreaux goes to see his preacher. He said, preacher, something terrible is happening, and I have to talk to you about it. And the preacher says, well, Boudreaux, tell me what's wrong. And Boudreaux let it all out. He said, my wife, Marie, I think she's poisoning me.
Oh.
Now, the preacher, who I'm hereby going to name Father Hebert. Father Hebert, very surprised. He says, what the hell makes you think that, Boudreaux? And Boudreaux, he says, I'm telling you, I just know. I know she's trying to poison me. I need to know what to do. Now the preacher, he offers, Father Hebert. He offers. He says, tell you what, let me talk to her about it, and I'll see what your wife has to say. Now, a week later, the preacher calls Boudreaux on the telephone. He says, well, I spoke to your wife on the phone for 3 hours. 3 solid hours. And if you want my advice, now Boudreaux, he's anxious. He cuts him off. He says, yes, anything. Tell me what to do, Father. Well, he tells him, says, Boudreaux, take the poison.
Yeah, you did tell it, but it's so funny.
All right, so that means I need a shuffle. Shuffle. From that part to this part. And this one. Something about a chicken farm. I don't remember nothing about no chicken farm. Y'all, Thibodeau, he lost his job from the crawfish farm. And he decided that he was tired of working for other people. He decided he's going to start a chicken farm and work for himself. Now with that, he goes down to the little village town feed store. He buys some baby chicks. And he tells the man at the store he wants 100 baby chickens. Now, he takes his baby chickens. He leaves. And a week later, he comes back to town. He got another 100. Another 100 baby chickens.
Okay.
Now, still another week. Thibodeau come back. And again, he ordered another 100 chickens. Now, the owner of the store, he remarked to Thibodeau, he says, you must be doing really, really good with this new venture. You must be expanding. Thibodeau says, no, I ain't doing good at all. Now, I can't figure out if I'm planting them too deep or if I'm planting them too close together.
Oh, no.
Oh.
You know, act like I don't know how chickens are grown.
No babies.
Nope, not that one. Here's one. It's an old one because I got written on it 23 seconds. That means it was one of the jokes that we told at the Second Life birthday.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to tell you this one and think that maybe I didn't do it before, except for at that birthday celebration. All right, Boudreaux and Thibodeau, they walked into the Bayou Bar and ordered a couple of drinks. They then pulled out a sandwich from their pockets and began to eat. Now, seeing this, the angry manager, Mr. Bado, he approaches them. He says, yo, excuse me, you cannot eat your own chicken sandwiches in here. I got chicken on my mind, yo. Two of them look at each other. They shrug, and then they exchange sandwiches. So now they wasn't eating their own sandwiches. All right.
Lunch.
I think you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to tell AI to write me some Thibodeau jokes.
Oh, that would be
What happened?
smart.
See what happens.
That would be smart.
Well, it's funny. It may not be accurate or humorous.
Well, yeah, I mean, who's going for accuracy? Y'all going to fact check me? All right, I'll do one more. Then we'll do an open mic. We still got a few more minutes. All right, Boudreaux's wife, she wants a divorce, but Boudreaux does not. So he asked the lawyer, he said, why does Marie want a divorce? I thought I was a good husband. The lawyer, he replies, he says, Marie said, you have been a good husband for most time. It's 3 behaviors of yours that bother her so much she can't stand it no more. He said, you're always picking on your nose, picking at your nose. You always use cold water to wash the dishes. And you never let her, you know, cowboy style when y'all doing the dirty.
Ooh.
Cowgirl style, I guess I should say.
Hey-o.
Starting to sound gay over here. Now, Boudreaux thinks for a minute before he responds. And he says, well, let me tell you, 20 years ago, when I asked her daddy if I could marry her, he made me promise 3 things. He said, number 1, I got to keep my nose clean. So I picked my nose. Number 2, I got to stay out of hot water. So I wash with cold water. And number 3, I got to stay on top of things. Yeah, I'm definitely getting laugh tracks on y'all. I'm telling you. Laugh tracks with a hot button. I used to do that with the recorded versions, but I don't do it no more. Alright, open mic time. We got like 10 minutes.
Dallas didn't make it.
We don't have to do 10 minutes.
I can
That's
do
all.
something.
You
All
said,
right, Jim. Y'all was re-welcome. Jim.
Thank you.
Hey, Jim.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I just got back from vacation. I was at a lake in New England, and so I opened up my Copilot, which is a AI that comes with Microsoft, and I typed in lake jokes, lake vacation jokes. So let's see what we get.
There you go.
Why don't lakes ever get invited to beach vacations? Because they always ponder too much and never go with the flow.
oh God.
Actually, not too bad.
It's not a funny joke. We're laughing at the joke.
Yeah.
What did the lake say after coming back from vacation? I'm feeling refreshed and deeply moved.
God.
I don't think I understand. And then it asks me if it wants me to have it craft a whole lakeside themed comedy set. I don't know.
Okay.
I could go back what I found on Facebook.
All right, AI, that was a fail.
Well, it's kind of hallucinating, I think. Truck, sell toilet paper, lost her for good, had Jello in the hospital. Okay, that's where I left off. A little old lady was walking down the street and she was dragging 2 large plastic garbage bags behind her. One of the bags had a small hole in it and $20 bills were slipping out onto the sidewalk. Policeman stopped her and said, "Ma'am, you got money falling out of your bag." And said, "Oh, no, I better go back and see if I can find them. Thanks for letting me know." Policeman said, "Hold on a minute. How did you get all this money? A trash bag full of money?" "Well, she said, "my backyard's right next to the football stadium parking lot. And on game days, lots of fans come and pee through my fence into my flower garden. So I stand behind the fence with my hedge clippers. And when a guy sticks his thing through, I say $20 or it comes off." Well, he asked, "What's in the other bag?" And she said, "Well, not everybody pays."
Ouch.
There was a wealthy rancher passed away, and he left his entire estate to his devoted wife. She was smart and beautiful, and she was determined to keep the ranch running. There's one issue, though. She didn't know anything about ranching. I was placed an ad, and I applied for the job, but I told her I was gay. Then over a few months, the ranch was doing better than ever, and one evening she said, "You've done an incredible job. You should go to town and enjoy yourself." She said, "Just be back before midnight." So I went to town. I really had a good time. The time got away from me, and around 2:30, I'm stumbling into the door, and this widow is still up waiting for me. She called me over, and she softly said, "Unbutton my blouse." So I did. "Now take off my boots. Now my socks. Now my skirt. Now my bra." And she said, "I will fire you if you ever wear my clothes into town again." I went to another restaurant, but besides the one with the thumb in the soup, and I noticed my server was like something out of a fashion magazine. She asked what I'd like, and I said, "A quickie." She stomped off, but she returned soon again and asked again, and I said, "I'd like a quickie." Well, she slapped me. She stalked off again. An old man at the next table leaned over and he says, "I think it's pronounced quiche."
That was good.
I was on vacation last week and I went to a lake in New Hampshire. Funny thing happened while I was there. A priest and a rabbi were spending a day off. Since they were alone, they decided to swim naked. Well, just as they leave the water, two buses pull up, parking right in front of them. Members of the priest parish pour out of the first bus, and members of the rabbi's parish pour out of the other one. Well, nowhere to hide, and their clothes not around. The priest covers up his penis. The rabbi instead covers his face. The priest asks him, "What are you doing?" The rabbi replies, "Well, in my parish, people recognize me by my face."
Ah,
That's terrible.
Yeah.
it's funny.
I'm divorced after 23 years of marriage. We tried counseling, but it didn't work. When we first arrived at the office, we sat down, and my wife at the time started listing every grievance she had accumulated over the years: neglect, lack of affection, feeling unappreciated, and a slew of unmet needs. I sat there in silence, looking at my shoes, and after a few minutes, the therapist stood up, walked over to my wife, gently asked her to stand up, and then, surprised, he pulled her into a long, passionate kiss. Well, my wife sat down speechless, and the therapist turned to me and said, "This is what your wife needs at least 3 times a week. Can you manage that?" I said, "Well, Friday is my fishing day, but Monday and Wednesday I can drop her off here."
Yeah.
I wasn't here last week, but 2 weeks ago I was. And I think poor Solana wasn't here. I think maybe even Nick and Ron were.
Yeah, I wasn't
Yep.
here.
So I'm going to boldly tell some jokes I told 2 weeks ago.
Do it.
3 ladies were on a flight, and suddenly the captain announced, "Ladies and gentlemen, please brace yourself for an emergency landing." Well, the first lady remained calm, and she began putting on all her jewelry, her necklaces, bracelets, rings, and diamond earrings. One lady asked, "What are you doing?" She said, "Well, when the rescues arrive, they'll see I'm rich, and they'll pull me out first." Well, the second lady pulled off her top and her bra and sat there topless. And one of the ladies asked, "What are you doing?" She said, "Well, when they come to rescue us, they'll see my fabulous melons, and I'll be the first one out." Well, the third lady shook her head and took off her skirt and her panties and said, "Everyone knows they always look for the black box first."
Oh, God.
The black box.
You pig. Funny.
A woman walked into the doctor's office and told the doctor, "I have a little problem with passing gas, but it doesn't really bother me. It's always silent and never smells. As a matter of fact, I've passed gas at least 20 times since I've been sitting here, and you didn't even notice." Well, doctor nodded. "Let's see, take these pills and come back next week." So a week later, she came back and said, "Doctor, I don't know what you gave me, but now my gas is still silent, but it stinks really bad." The doctor said, "Well, great, now we can work on your hearing now that we've cleared up your sinuses."
Oh, gosh.
Let's see, my girlfriend was in a shoe shop trying shoes, and one pair she said was too tight. The clerk says, "Try it with the tongue out." So she said, "It feels too tight." This couple, his husband was 102 years old and his wife was 98. And I went to see him and I asked, "How do you stay so healthy at these ages?" And the man said, "I've been married 75 years, and early on in our marriage, my wife and I made a little agreement. Whenever we had an argument, the one who lost would have to run 5 kilometers. Well, I've had a pretty normal marriage, so let's just say I've been running 5 kilometers almost every day for the past 75 years. That's why I'm in such good shape." And he said, "Well, how is your wife in such good shape too?" The man said, "Well, she usually runs after me to make sure I finish the whole 5.
It's a good woman.
And let's see, I think this will probably be my last. It's a little bit long, but we started a little late, so it's not a problem, I guess. An older woman decided to join a prestigious country club. One day, she overheard a group of men talking about not having a fourth for the next day, and she chimed in. I used to play on my college's golf team, and it was pretty good. You mind if I join you? So the men looked at each other and said, one said, well, sure, but we tee off at 6:30 in the morning. She said, that works, though I might be 15 minutes late. The next day she showed up exactly 6:30 and played a great round. The guys were so impressed they invited her back. She said, I'll be here 6:30, maybe 6:45. So the next time she arrived right on time again. This time she played left-handed. Incredibly, she still finished with even par. The men couldn't resist inviting her back again, determined to finally win against her. And the third time she arrived 15 minutes late. She played right-handed that day and narrowly beat them again. And over drinks at the clubhouse, one of the men finally asked, we have to know, how do you decide whether you're going to play right or left-handed? She blushed and she leaned in and said, well, when I was learning golf, I discovered I'm ambidextrous and I like to mix it up. So after I got married, I developed a little routine. Before I head out for golf each time, I pull the covers off my husband, and he sleeps in the nude. If his willie's pointing to the right, I golf right-handed. If it's pointing to the left, I golf left-handed. Well, the guys laughed, and one said, well, what if it points straight up? She said, well, that's when I'm 15 minutes late.
Hi,
15 minutes
Kyle.
all. Hi, Pepper. Nice
Hey,
to see you,
Walker.
Pepper.
I was
All right, big hand for Jim, y'all.
Thank you.
Oh, sorry, I missed it.
That's okay. I was
Oh,
telling
that's all right. You made it home safe.
That's all
Yeah,
we care about. That
thank
make
you.
it safe.
Oh, there goes Hope already. Man. Thank you, Happy. It's all
Well,
right.
you did make it right at the last minute, too.
I did, yeah, right at the last minute.
Just in time to be able to say you haven't missed one yet.
Well, yeah, that's right. Haven't missed
Yeah.
one yet. Yeah, I'm still
Attendance
here.
is everything.
Man.
All right, so with that, it's time to shut it down. We all out of jokes. Unless somebody, well, I should give everybody the chance. I'll call open mic. If anybody got a joke they want to tell before we shut it down, come on up.
Oh, well, I could. If nobody wants, let me see. Maybe I'd tell a couple
Okay.
for
Tell a
fun.
couple.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just for fun. Let me go get these
All
things. Okay.
To everybody.
Unless everybody's in a rush to go.
Yay,
Rush,
Wild.
rush.
No, I'm not in no rush. I'll get out your way. All right, everybody, let's welcome up Wild K.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Thank
it. Welcome
Wow.
home.
Right on time to tell jokes. All right. Wow, look at all the people here. Nice to see you back, Pepper. Missed you the past couple of weeks.
Thank you. I've missed everyone too.
Yeah. And hi, Angel. Hi, Haley. Oh, Happy. So nice to see you, honey. Porcelana.
Hi, baby.
Lovely
Hi.
to see you, sweetie. Hello, Morgan, Ashlyn, and Jim. Nice joke, Jim.
Thank you.
Okay. Let's see if these are any good. All right, let's see if these are any good. A man jumped into a river in France in the early hours of this morning. He was said to be insane. Oh, I get it.
In
Yes.
the sin.
Yeah, the river in France is insane.
Insane. Oh, insane.
Insane, right? That's right. The main difference between Dubai and Abu Dhabi is that people in Dubai don't like the Flintstones, but people in Abu Dhabi do.
That's cute.
These might be a little rough. Why do native red Indians hate snow? Because it's white. Because it's white and settles on their land.
Oh,
Randy should be here for that one.
yeah, I get that.
Yeah. This bloke said to me, "What do you think of semaphore?" I said, "I prefer Malaysia." Okay, I don't get that one. Semaphore, Malaysia. Okay, Malaysia, I guess. I don't know. I threw an Asian man down a flight of stairs. It was wrong on so many levels. How many Germans does it take to screw in a light bulb?
How many?
One. They're very efficient and not very funny. I met this feller I met this feller with a didgeridoo. Does everybody know what a didgeridoo is? Yeah, it's a musical instrument you blow on.
Okay.
Not like, but not like a skin flute. It actually plays notes. I met this feller with a didgeridoo, and he was playing Dancing Queen. I thought that was Aboriginal.
Aboriginal.
Yeah, because the Aborigines in Australia is one who invented those. These are the ones where you can breathing in and blowing on it at the same time. It takes quite a bit of skill.
I've seen a program on that actually.
Yeah,
The guy making one and everything.
yeah, pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
Pretty nifty. Well, here we go. If every human being in the world stood in a single file around the equator, most of them would drown.
80%.
It has recently been discovered that Wales is sinking into the sea, due mainly to all the leaks in the ground. Oh, I guess they grow leeks. You know what leeks are? They're kind of like those stalky
Onion?
onion things. Yeah.
I get it. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not really on onions. Okay, a bloke said he was going to dress like a small island off Italy. I said, don't be saucily. Like Sicily. Okay, these are kind of, let's go on to another one. Oh, that's it for that volume. Okay, let me do a few. Okay, I'll finish with this one. The Scots invented hypnosis, chloroform, and hypodermic syringes. Wouldn't it just be easier to talk to a woman?
Oh.
And on that lame thing, I'll jump out of here. And that's the end
Yay,
of my
Wild
video.
K.
Thank you all for listening and pretending to laugh. I appreciate
All
it.
right. All right, y'all. Big hand for Wild K. Yay.
Thank you all. Thank you.
All right, and with that,
With that.
I got an announcement, and it is this. I don't know what
Okay.
the stage is going to be next week or
So that's the
Thursday.
announcement.
Yeah, that's the announcement that I don't
Oh.
know.
Oh, a good announcement. There you go.
Because it's still in video games.
Video games.
It's what it still is. That's what it was last week. So I don't know what it's going to be. However, I will send out a notice, or you can come here and see for yourself. With that, thank you everybody for coming and
Thank
spending
you,
your
Nick.
time with us. Thank you, Wild K, for giving us your last 10 minutes.
Uh,
Our last
you.
10 minutes. Take good. And I hope you got your computers protected.
For now, I'm going to do more tomorrow, but they're working now.
Oh, good. Obviously, because you're on your computer now.
Yes. Right. I got some cleanup to do and get them. Yeah, I'm gonna cut off the ends of the wires and get some clean wire into the socket. So, yeah, but
That's
tomorrow.
technical stuff now.
Oh, okay.
Lost me.
Sorry.
I just know how
On
to
a
plug
boat.
shit in.
On a boat, you have to be a Jill of all trades, really.
You see?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah. Well,
I
that's
can
good.
also travel a few knots too.
Can't tie a knot. You can't be very nautical.
All right. Good night, everybody. I hope to
Good
see
night,
y'all
Nick.
next week.
Thank you, Nick.
Like, share, subscribe. Do all that good stuff.
Hey,
Make
yes.
us famous.
That's right. Click that bell.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
All right, so
Nope.
Oh, okay. Since